Part 1 of the Junkyard Joust had some dramatic takedowns and some seriously hard hits and damage. And a lot of vehicles that have not been eliminated this season were finally eliminated. But it's not over yet. We still have to find out which 3 teams will move on to the finals. Hi everybody, I'm Aaron Yonda. Welcome to the Junkyard Joust. It's been quite a ride so far, and we are just getting warmed up. The industrial accidents are barely hanging on. Yellowhammer are in the lead. A lot of teams at 3, right in the middle of the pack. But Nightmare Fuel and Blue Blockers just barely holding on. Ketchup and Mustard and Yellowhammer both have their bonus actions. Those will definitely come into play if they need them. There are 22 cars out of 50 remaining. Cars' ability to stay locked into the track has been the story of this match. I would expect that to continue as we plunge straight into round 5 with the VWT1 Combi, sponsored by Reaper EOD for Yellowhammer. Yellowhammer sitting on top at the moment, but close behind is Mr. Maroon with 3 remaining, one of them the Phantom Corsair, sponsored by Sicken. Phantom Corsair has proven adept at locking in, and when it doesn't, it just flips over pretty easily to a recovery. Good starter car for Soylent has been the 91 Mazda MX-5, sponsored by King Jester. It does not lock in at all. It ramps off the Corsair, flips over. PD goes flying into the crates, and a nice landing and recovery. Good news for Soylent. The Greased Gremlin has not been eliminated this season, sponsored by Reaper EOD. Ketchup and Mustard solid with 3 and solid with that hit. The brand new team Midnight Titans have surprised everybody. Formula 1, sponsored by Emo Dingo, is also going to lock in. Vermilion Venom have 2 remaining. Excellium is one of them, sponsored by Shadow Wolf. And now we are backing down the track, locking it in. Like I said, if you can do it, you'll stay alive till the next round, and that is the key to winning. Torqued Off, sponsored by Beaks Busted Barn Finds for the Ice Picks. Torqued Off with a nice big hit. Excellium handles it though and lands safely on the grass. Rover 3500, sponsored by the Mad Brit King. This car responsible for taking down helicopter transport on Industrial. Last chance for Blue Blockers. Also the final car for Nightmare Fuel, Skyline GTR, sponsored by Jesus. The Skyline just manages to get under the bumper of the Rover, and the Rover is threatened. But the bigger threat's going to be the Schnabel for Industrial, sponsored by PriceX Private Parts. That was a massive hit, and did you see the line buckle but stay? That is incredible. A truck that large barely did anything. Time for some undercutting. Turbo Streak, sponsored by Scrapyard's Used Body Parts and Service. Turbo Streak can't quite get underneath yet again, frustrated in its efforts to get the Schnabel. Next up for Moran, the Stutz Blackhawk, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. The Stutz tries to take out Turbo Streak. Turbo Streak pirouettes a little bit and manages to dismount on the side of the track. Relatively safe, but not quite. Nissan Skyline, sponsored by Caney Stewart Agri-Services for Soylent. C210 lost a tailpipe in the first half, but that has not affected its performance. Turbo Streak is safe. Spider Machine for Ketchup and Mustard, sponsored by Lang's the Cat Lover. Spider Machine with a nice undercut, and Soylent will have the dubious honor of losing the first car in this round. The C210 gets flipped over. There is a chance for recovery here if someone butts up against it, and now that ramp is up on the Schnabel. The Chevy SSR, sponsored by Mukau Horse Farm. The Chevy just barely pushes the line forward. Phantom Corsair gets squeezed out and stays alive. Next for Vermilion, Buick Riviera, sponsored by Reaper EOD. The Buick slots in. There's barely any movement. We're starting to go back up the hill. This is where things get dicey, but maybe not for Power Rocket, sponsored by Judy Collins. Power Rocket even locks in. Power Rocket likes a good ramp, but no ramps in sight. The Renault Espace minivan. Previously I was pronouncing this E-Space, which I prefer, but what are you gonna do? Sponsored by Tribble's Troublemakers, it also locks in. 2005 Ford Mustang GT, sponsored by Reaper EOD. The Mustang gets a little bobbly there, but manages to stay locked in as well. 65 Ford Mustang, sponsored by Chorgoth the Infinite Horror. The Mustang takes out the other Mustang, the Maroon Mustang, which has been almost invincible this season. Soylent has destroyed it, and maybe Maroon's chances of getting to the finals right there. Dodge Rampage, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. Another successful lock-in, and we're up to the Quonset Hut. Power Pipes, sponsored by International Gaming Productions. Power Pipes gets the back end of the Rampage up just a bit. That thing is going over, and this is a very dangerous segment in the track. Luckily, that was the last car of round 5. And because these cars are such competitors, there were only 2 eliminations in that entire round. There they are. Let's take a look at the aftermath. It's a pretty simple situation here. Soylent and Mr. Maroon are going to fall from 3 to 2, and everyone else will remain steady. How does this shake up in terms of the lead? Well, now Yellowhammer, of course, is first, but Ketchup and Mustard are solidly in second, with nobody next to them. Yellowhammer will start us off in round 6 with the VW Combi, their favorite starting vehicle. It is round 6, still no teams eliminated. Industrial Accidents, the only team that were in the finals last season, currently in the match. A lot of these teams we have not seen for a long time, and they are all chomping at the bit to get into the finals and make a splash, so they get the opportunity to come back again. And now Mr. Maroon, who already took a huge hit in the last round, has just taken another one. The F1 takes down the Phantom, and Mr. Maroon are down to just one car. The Rover perches in an awkward position, especially for this next big hit. Kaboom! There it goes, and oh no! The Schnabel goes with it! The back of the Rover has taken another victim, and it's Industrial again. The Rover survives that hit, but the Schnabel is out, and Industrial are not making it back to the finals, everybody. And now Nightmare Fuel, who have been to the finals, oh wow, they are in deep trouble here. That looks like around 45. If it stays like that, Nightmare Fuel are safe, but if that Skyline gets tipped, they're in trouble. The F1 looks fine. Turbo Streak gets thrown up a little bit. Oh, Turbo Streak is now in trouble. Yellowhammer might finally lose another. There goes Power Rocket off to safety. Blackhawk is poised, it goes, and it stays. No, it doesn't. It flips off and is about 45 as well. 2 close calls right now on the side of the track. Those cars need to level out to stay in the match. The Mustang goes up for Soylent, Chevy pushing it up. And then the Espis pushes it up even more, but it stays level. Now the Espis off the track because of Spider Machine. Power Pipes pushes Spider Machine just a bit forward. The Buick stays alive. And now we've got 2 for sure eliminations, but we're gonna have to take a bunch of measurements just to see and verify who's in and who's out. It looks like the Skyline for Nightmare is good to go. The Stutz is at 40. It will survive for Maroon. They needed that. Turbo Streak is out. Finally, Yellowhammer losing one. And just a quick measurement on this weird angle of the F1. It looks like it's good to go. So that will leave us with 3 eliminations in round 6, and our first team falls, and it is ranked 3 Industrial. And you can't really blame it on the fact that the Schnabel had those pieces removed from the front and back. Schnabel was the last one left alive. The rest of the team just kind of failed. Yellowhammer now tied with Ketchup and Mustard for the lead. Here we go, round 7. If Industrial comes back next season, they might have to go back to the drawing board with their team. Combi down first. Grease Gremlin locks it in behind and pushes up to the front. How many rounds will this match go? How many can it go? Considering how well these cars lock in, it would not surprise me if this is a long one, folks. Strap in. Cars are backing up. We got a little movement here with the Miata, and there it goes. The Miata goes up, gets in a weird position for a second, and oh man, so close. A little bit of bad luck there. Cannot make it. The F1 survives. The Skyline for Nightmare Fuel locks in, its hood going up. The Rover is good to go. The Stutz, after its close call last round, has an even worse call this time. Straight upside down, no doubt about that. And that hitch or the bumper on the Rover is causing a lot of damage in this round. The minivan is tossed over. Spider Machine going after the Rover, trying to get another team out. Nice recovery there for Yellowhammer. Power Rocket enters the fray with a little push. Spider not getting underneath the Rover for some reason. And the Mustang gets foiled there with that hit. Starts to escape the track though. Stays upright. Power Rocket stays upright and is off the track. Power Rocket gets pushed over sideways. Vermilion with just enough effort. Power Rocket tries to rock back and forth and get back upright. It does not happen. 7. Indigo down to 1 now. They are in trouble. The Buick with a nice dismount from the track. The Chevy's going up, the Rover's going up. There's a jumble forming, but that jumble will remain untested. It's already the end of round 7. And we've got 3 more eliminations. Things are getting down to the wire. One quick measurement on the minivan. 40 degrees, the Espis is good to go. Yellowhammer will still maintain that tie for the lead. Some other teams, though, are falling down. Here is the aftermath. The Ice Picks are at 1. The Titans still steady at 2. Ketchup and Mustard steady at 3, along with Yellowhammer. And it's bad news for any Mr. Maroon fans. They are finished. The Stutz was their last chance. A little bad luck for them, and they're second out of the main event. Soylent Green falls to 1. They are hanging on along with Nightmare Fuel and the Blue Blockers. Vermilion steady at 2. With the Miata out, Petey has decided to hop into one of the showcase cars. He likes those convertibles. Round 8. How many more rounds do these cars have in them? Greased Gremlin will start out. Ketchup and Mustard going first, getting the random roll. And then, yep, here comes the combi. If you are enjoying this competition, please don't forget to like the video and leave a comment who you were hoping would make it to the finals. All of that helps the Joust to get more visibility on YouTube. And if you are brand new to the Joust, make sure you subscribe so you see future episodes. A lot of cars lined up right now, and here comes Torqued Off. Smashes the Rover and the Mustang around a little bit, but they somehow managed to settle back in. But then Torqued Off gets undercut. Bad luck for Ice Picks. Spider Machine putting the Ice Picks' chances in danger here. The minivan tosses Torqued Off over. It makes the recovery. They are saved. Here comes the Rover now, balancing precariously on Spider Machine. And it goes over, makes the recovery. Now the Mustang in danger. Spider Machine is cruising down the line and trying to get some eliminations here. So far, no success. Look at that roll over to a recovery. Soylent Green, they love this car. Power Pipes, last one down. We might not have an elimination in this round. We're going to take a quick measurement on the Skyline for Nightmare Fuel. I don't think it's out, and I think we are going to increase the speeds. Confirmed 35 degrees, not even close. That means the cars are going to come down faster, and now locking in is going to be a lot more difficult. We will find the eliminations we need by hook or by crook. Here comes the combi. This thing has no problem with increased speeds. It is very tight to the track. And now you can see the increased speeds don't matter to some of these vehicles. They are so good at staying on the track. It doesn't even matter how fast they're coming down. The Rover bobbles a little bit and backs up. And there goes Torqued Off, trying to make something happen. Doesn't do it. We are halfway down the track. The Mustang opens the trunk of the Skyline. There's a little peek. Can't exactly tell what's going on in there. The minivan tries to knock the Mustang off the track. It does not work. And here comes Spider Machine. Spider Machine is the big vehicle for eliminations right here, carving its way down the track. And now Soylent Green are in deep trouble. That looks to me beyond 45, or at least very close. The Chevy helps it, though. The Mustang settles down enough to be in, and there goes the Chevy, and there goes Torqued Off. Wow, close call for Torqued. Not a close call at all for the Chevy. Midnight are gonna lose one. And that might be it for that whole round. Despite the increased speeds, we're just losing the Chevy for Midnight Titans. They join the one and done crowd, all the teams that are on the edge of losing this main event. And now we're heading into round 10. A lot of rounds, and who knows how many more will come. Greased Gremlin slotting in. A final slot as any. The combi will be coming right down afterward, locking it in. A nice tight start. And now maybe we'll see some of these increased speeds play a factor in what's happening on the track as a little jumble starts to form. A couple cars go curbside. Mustang tries to force the issue, doesn't happen. The Mustang's going up. Excellium is starting to go over. That is out, but it has not finished moving yet, so we'll see. Excellium goes over and makes the roll. A perfect recovery, brilliantly executed. Vermilion stick around, but look at this. Soylent Green might be toast. If there's not some sort of miracle that rights the Mustang, they are finally gonna fall, and we will lose another team. The Rover with a push, the F1 gets underneath the Skyline. Nightmare Fuel on the ropes. Spider Machine, always a potential devastating hit, and this time it is hugely devastating. It may have just eliminated 2 teams. The Rover goes over, as well as the Skyline. Blue Blockers and Nightmare Fuel both in trouble. The F1 almost went over there. That was close. Actually, it's still close. Midnight might be in trouble. Just an incredible double takedown from Spider Machine, who continues to plunge forward. Torqued Off now in trouble. It doesn't look like we're going to lose Indigo. That was frightening for a second, though, as it slid over. You never know when it's going to happen, but the joust is chaotic, and now we are going to lose 3 teams in one round, round 10. Possibly even more than that. We're going to take a measurement on the F1. 44 degrees. It barely stays in and saves the Midnight Titans from elimination. 3 of the One and Done Club are out. Soylent, Nightmare, and Blue Blockers all finished off. Vermilion still at 2, Yellowhammer and Ketchup and Mustard at 3, Ice Picks at 1 along with the Titans. And now suddenly we are down to 5 teams. Half the field have been eliminated and there's not many cars left. Grease Gremlin starting us off for Ketchup and Mustard, who are rocking it. Yellowhammer have been incredibly consistent so far in this match. We are still at increased speed, but it is not mattering for these starting vehicles. They are just staying locked in. Torqued Off, a very heavy vehicle, still can't wobble that line. Even Evil Weevil staying locked in, but here is Spider Machine, and an over easy is imminent, and it happens! Torqued Off is done! The Indigo Ice Picks are finished off unless something really amazing happens. Spider Machine for Ketchup and Mustard has been nasty in this match, taking down the Ice Picks, a heavy favorite in the betting over on the Junkyard Joust Discord. And the F1 with more close calls, but it looks good to go right there. It's staying alive. Excellium stays alive. Right now, the only elimination is the Ice Picks, and that's going to do it for round 11. We're going to lose another team. Their hopes for the finals dashed, the Ice Picks fall, and now we are down to just 4 teams. 9 cars left in the match, and 6 of those are 2 of the teams. You'd think that's basically a guarantee to get to the finals, wouldn't you? Hold on to your seats, everybody. The joust is chaos. We don't know what's going to happen. Grease Gremlin will start us off. At least if nothing else, consistently locking in, along with the combi. And don't forget, both of these teams in the lead have bonus actions, so if anything bad happens, they might be able to put those to use. 4 cars locked in, and here comes Spider Machine, the only undercutter in the match, and it has been devastating. Right here, it's got the combi, definitely in range of an over easy if it's not careful. Excellium also in trouble. F1 with a great recovery there. Excellium manages to pull it off, stays balanced. And here comes the Buick. The combi's going over. It doesn't go over. It stays level, stays in. And we're going to call it for round 12. And guess what, everybody? We're going to maximum speed. No eliminations in that round. Here we go. Round 13. Maximum speed. Can these cars still lock it in so well when they are going down the track at a blistering pace? So far, so good for the 3 teams that are in the lead. And the Midnight Titans also locking it in at this speed. Surprisingly good at locking it in that car, but not when there's an undercutter like Spider Machine. Look at the recovery, though. Midnight Titans survive another round. Excellium is in trouble now. Spider Machine actually in a bit of trouble here, too. Power Pipes tries to take it down, take down that undercut threat. Can't do it. Excellium, great recovery. No eliminations in this round. The Buick doesn't get anything. And the final car of the round, the Rampage, also does not take down the Grease Gremlin, who gets squeezed out. That is gonna do it for this round. Not an elimination to be seen. Not only will we have maximum speeds, but now we go to no holds barred. The track buffer will leave. Cars will be slamming directly into the dead end sign at the end of the track. Cars can also go down backwards if they wish. It's a risk, but sometimes it can pay off. Here we go. Let's see if these cars can do it. Look at that. Grease Gremlin locks in with no track buffer. I think those rubber tires are helping it with this. The combi, too, manages to do it. Incredible. They're backing up again. The same 4, and you know Spider Machine's coming down next. Spider Machine with a little bit of an iffy hit there on the F1. Cannot take it out. Excellium's in trouble again. Tries to escape. Doesn't quite do it. Still trying. The Rampage goes curbside. The Rampage goes over and just barely brings it back. Makes that recovery happen. That could easily have ended in an elimination, but the Rampage pulls it out. And the first round of No Holds Barred ends in 0 eliminations. These teams have come here to compete. They want into the finals. And even if you get 4th place, there's always a chance for that wild card slot. 4th place team with the most points after all the main events is still going to make it into the finals. The longer you last, the better. Things are starting to shake up here a little bit, and the Grease Gremlin gets thrown over after getting pushed up by Excellium. Finally, something happening. Ketchup and Mustard are going to lose one. And now an undercut by Spider Machine. Wow, what even was that hit? Spider Machine with a very dangerous hit there, and it's over sideways. Tries to come back, but the track is in the way. Just an odd bounce off of the minivan, and suddenly Ketchup and Mustard are in danger of elimination. Power Pipe slots in the Espis, by the way, with a great recovery off that attempted takedown from Spider Machine that backfired. Rampage tries to get a little revenge, does not work. Power Pipes, great landing, no problem. And now we've got another team that's going to join the One and Done Club. They looked good for so long, but Ketchup and Mustard are down 2-1. And we are going to start off round 16. 4 teams still in this. One more team gets eliminated. It is over. Yellowhammer and Ketchup and Mustard still with the bonus actions. Excellium slots in. Midnight Titans slot in. And here it comes, as you might have expected. Ketchup and Mustard are using a car swap. They are gonna get Spider Machine back in the game. The Dodge Rampage was looking pretty good, but Spider Machine has the takedown action, an undercut that could easily devastate the other teams. And so Ketchup and Mustard is hoping that's exactly what happens. Right there, it just about did. That was a very close call for multiple cars. And the K&M gamble pays off. The Buick with a takedown on the combi. Spider Machine barely survives the hit, though. No teams are going to be eliminated on that, but Yellowhammer are finally going to lose one and fall from 3-2. Close call for Power Pipes, though, but it handles it. And Spider Machine is perfectly safe. That bonus action did not end the match, but it still took Yellowhammer down to 2. It's anybody's game. This is unbelievable. We are at round 17. This is a main event. They do not usually go this long. The Espis is starting out for Yellowhammer this time, now that they've lost the combi. Detritus flying everywhere. Big hit on the dead end, goes curbside. Excellium comes down next. Tosses it off the track. It doesn't go over. That thing has got the balance. It's got the agility. Spider Machine comes down, tries to take out Excellium. It does not work. Excellium resists, but Spider Machine escapes safely, and that means Ketchup and Mustard are in good shape. Here comes the F1 for Midnight Titans. It tries to take down Excellium. It backfires. The F1 has flipped over, still on the track. There's a chance it could make a flip over to a recovery. Power Pipes with a big hit. Power Pipe spins around. The F1 cannot make the recovery. And we finally have our match-ending hit. Final car is the Buick. By the way, Vermilion Venom have not lost a car since round 2, folks. For 15 rounds, these 2 vehicles survived everything thrown at them. And the same for the 2 survivors on Yellowhammer. But what a debut by the Midnight Titans. That F1 really pulling out all the stops to try to make something happen for this team. They had 5 vehicles we've never really seen much of. Pretty solid teamwork. But they are out for now. We'll see if they make that wildcard slot. Surviving this long will net the Midnight Titans 160 points. That might just be enough to get them into the finals via the wildcard slot. But we still have 2 more main events left. Here are your first 3 teams moving on to the finals of the Season of Colors. Vermilion Venom, Yellowhammer, and Ketchup and Mustard. It should be noted that Yellowhammer did not use their bonus action. They will get to take that into the finals with them. Next up in main event 2, it's going to be the Copperhead, second place from last season. They are 2-time champs. They are looking to do it again. Don't miss the spectacle of that one, folks. Thank you for watching. Come on over to the Junkyard Joust Discord and hang out. A lot of people doing their own home jousts over there. It's a lot of fun. Some people showing off their car collections and just talking about stuff in general. Link in the description. See you next Sunday.